So YouTube, it's me, DJ Brandon, coming at you. Wanted to talk about a topic today about services, your DJ services and stuff like that. I'm not going to talk about the actual price point, but we need to talk about, the principle and how people need to actually pay for what it's worth. You see what I'm saying? I have a lot of friends that are not getting paid for what they're worth. They're giving out too much and getting so much little back. Today I have a friend that he was double booked. He actually had a DJ was supposed to do a gig that didn't fall through. That's one of the reasons I don't hire anybody under my company, but I will refer gigs to other DJs and just give the lead to them, so they can just get whatever they want out of it. If I give me a tip, I give me a tip, but I really don't care. I'm here to help other DJs out in crisis like that, because they stood him up, but they didn't charge enough for this banquet. It was for his school, and this banquet. They had a budget of about $20,000. So, when you don't charge enough, customers tend to disrespect you. In reality, if you charge a customer what it's worth the first time and communicate with them, then it'll be all cool, fine and dandy. But the situation that happened, that went down today, was that they wanted the DJ to set up his equipment, leave his expensive equipment there, and then come back. Me, on the other hand, I've had stuff stolen that way. I don't do that crap anymore. So I don't just leave my equipment there unintended. Plus this was about 40 miles from my house, but they wanted to set up early, leave, and then come back. I'm doing a banquet tomorrow for Grapevine High School, and cool thing about that, I'm actually charging for the time I'm there, and I'm also going to be playing background music and all that kind of cool stuff. And for the clients who are watching this video, you gotta understand where the DJ standpoint of it. I understand you're on a budget, but at the same time, we got expensive equipment, and when you're not, and when the DJ is wanting to get paid for his time being there, pay him. Because to be honest with you, the industry is so saturated with DJs that you can find cheap DJs anywhere, but it's so saturated with DJs that you gotta pay what they're worth. I don't know how to explain it, but they end up canceling this deal for Saturday. It wasn't my customer originally. From the get-go, I was going to be off on Saturday, spend time with the family. That was the plan. But the fact was that the band director did not want a DJ being setting his equipment up during the banquet, which I can respect that. But at the same time, it should have been communicated at the beginning that this is the price, this is what you're going to get, and this is why I'm charging this. You can use my mic, you can use this, all this kind of stuff. If they didn't want to pay that, I would never done a gig anyway. That's just me. I'm not going to set my equipment and leave and come back, and I'm not going to set the equipment up right at the start time when the music's still supposed to be starting. That's just me, and they will understand that. I'll tell all my clients up front of what's going on. I'm not going to sit here and beat around the bush on that. DJs got to get paid what they're worth. There's no sense. I'm still hearing DJs getting paid $150 for a 3 or 4 hour gig. Why? Why get paid that cheap for a banquet when they're spending over $10,000 for this event? Why are you getting paid $150, $300? There's no sense in that. There's no sense in that whatsoever. $300 for, and you're there for like 7 hours, and you're bringing out a really cool light show and all this expensive gear. A DJ setup typically starts about minimum just to start out, about $2,000 for a decent setup. You know, just to rent that equipment will cost you more than $300. You know, just to rent a couple of speakers and a couple of blinking lights, you might be looking at about $400 or $500 to rent. You know, the industry, I have friends that will actually get paid, you know, for a 4-hour window. Let's say, I'll take that back, about a 6-hour window. Say the banquet starts at 6, it's over at midnight after the dancing and everything. Well, I have friends that will actually get paid close to about, you know, $1,200 or something like that. You know, I've gotten close to that as well. But, you know, they get paid for their time put into this gig. You know, a DJ's typically like me, for a 4-hour gig, let's say for example, and the place is about 30 miles from here. So I say about 45 minutes to an hour drive time, about an hour and a half to 2 hours setup time, depending on the setup. About another hour tear down, about another 30 minutes load up. Sometimes 2-hour window to load up. That 4-hour gig is already turned into, see, hour drive time, 2 hours, 1 2-hour setup. So let's say 3 hours up front. So that's 7 plus 2 hours in the back end. That's 9 hours. 9 hours. I think you should get paid for each and every hour you spend on the event. Just as me. You know, some people have trouble paying their DJs before they start the gig. Well, you got to pay your caterers before you eat the food. What's the difference? You know, if DJ's already there, he ain't gonna screw you. You know what I mean? I carry liability insurance. For those of the DJs who don't carry liability insurance, you're playing your damn self stupid. You know, if you think it's too expensive, you're in maybe you're in the wrong profession, because liability insurance is totally worth it. If a speaker falls on somebody, you're gonna get sued if you don't have liability insurance. You got liability insurance, you don't have to worry about that stuff. You gotta be getting bonded, guys. I don't understand why people are not insured. If you're not insured, you're playing your damn self. You know? So that's all I have to say on that. Next part is like weddings. I do a lot of preparation for weddings. You know, I have to sit down and go through all the music lists that the bride and groom wants. I have these forms they fill out, which is cool. You can go to my website, click on the printer, print it out as a PDF file. Cool. And you know, I go over the details. Not even if it wasn't a wedding, I go over the details of all the events that I do, like from the start time to the end time. What's going to happen, who's going to be announced, introductions, the grand entrance, whatever it is. The whole point is, I charge for my services and my talents. I see DJing as being an art of what I do. I don't just come out with this cheap gear, or not cheap gear, but you know, I don't come out with expensive. I'm not gonna come out with this expensive gear and not get paid for it. You know, people have got to pay what it's worth. You know, I give people deals left and right. Schools, I give them really good deals. You know, because it's a school. You know, you're gonna get more gigs out of a school dance than any other gig out there, because those are kids out there. So let's think about that. I gotta wrap this video up. I know this is long, but I'm about to go get shaved up, and I'm gonna do this gig tomorrow. I'm probably not gonna be doing a videotaping because it's a school function, but I wanted to let all you guys out there, all you DJs out there, guys and gals, that get paid for what you're worth. There's no sense of doing stuff for too cheap, because all you're doing is messing up for yourself. You're gonna be stuck down at the bottom totem pole all the time, and people's always gonna see you there at that price point and not pay for what you're worth. Get paid for what you're worth, and try it. You might get less gigs that way, but you'll get more money in the long run. I've learned that in the past. When I didn't charge enough, people didn't have faith in my company. Now, when I'm charging what it's worth, they have faith in the company, and they know the product, and they know I'm good. Again, my name is DJ Brennan, and y'all keep it rocking, man. Peace.